Good evening. It's September 7, 1944. This is the nightly news, and these are the headlines. A court-martial is set to begin on the 14th. 50 U.S. Navy sailors are charged with mutiny after refusing work orders on August 9th. Following the explosion at the Port Chicago Naval Base in California in July, it is reported that this troop of 50 black men rallied to conspire against their superiors, stick together as a united front, and stop operations. We spoke with the executive officer of the base, Commander Joseph Tobin, to find out just what happened.
On the morning of August 9th, 328 sailors were given the order by Lieutenant DeLucci to column left. They flat refused, knowing full well that they were expected to go back to work at the dock, loading explosives onto the ships. After being given several chances to comply with orders, as well as receiving individual counsel regarding what was expected of them, 50 men stuck together and stood strong in their defiance of authority.
How does this refusal to obey a single order turn into a mutiny charge?
Mutiny is defined by the U.S. Navy as an unlawful opposition or resistance or defiance of military authority, with the deliberate purpose to usurp, subvert, or override such authority. These men showed just such resistance to and defiance of authority by refusing the direct orders handed down by Lieutenant DeLucci, Lieutenant Morehouse, and myself, and then tried to override such authority by rallying together to overpower their superiors.
We asked Joe Small, the reported ringleader of the uprising and one of the Port Chicago 50, if he had any comments.
We didn't do anything close to what they're charging us with. It's true that after the explosion at Port Chicago, we refused to go back to loading explosives, but we told them that we would obey any other order they gave us. The conditions at the post are unnecessarily dangerous, and because we are black, they didn't feel like they needed to make changes that would ensure our safety. If they do that, we'll go back, but refusing to work is not mutiny. We didn't try to take over anything, and we didn't try to take command over the base.
The trial will be overseen by Rear Admiral Hugh Osterhaus, with Lieutenant Commander James Coakley serving as prosecuting counsel and Lieutenant Gerald Veltman representing the defense. Lieutenant Veltman is passionate about the innocence of the Port Chicago 50.
The conditions at the ports are dangerous and loosely regulated. Black sailors have been segregated and positioned at the ports where no white sailor would ever be made to work. For these 50 men to refuse to go back to that setting after the devastating events of July 17th is simple survival. There has never been any uprising of these men, and every one of them has said they would easily return to port duty after safety regulations have been put in place.
One of the court-martialed men told a reporter, "When this is over, I don't care if anyone knows my name, as long as this experience serves as the beginning of the end of segregation and the unfair treatment of blacks. We will continue to follow this story and keep our listeners current with the news as it unfolds."